One of the most remarkable devices shown on Star Trek is Geordi's visor. The visor is an acronym for Visual Instrument and Sensory Organ Replacement. Because Geordi LaForge was born blind, he had to rely on this device to see. This device sends visual signals straight to his brain, helping him see all the electromagnetic spectrum. This would have looked pretty far-fetched to the people of that time, but now we have devices that are capable of something similar. In 2005, some scientists from Stanford University developed a chip that can be implanted at the back of the retinas of blind patients. Patients with this implant would wear a pair of glasses equipped with a special camera. The image captured by the camera is then transmitted to the chip, which would then go through the process of passing the signal to the visual cortex of the brain. While the result might not produce perfect 20/20 eyesight, it is good enough to move around without the need of a walking stick. An even more recent device was the one created in Israel by a team of scientists led by Hebrew University of Jerusalem's Dr. Amir Ahmedi. This device gathers the visual data and translates it to sound, which is then fed into the visual cortex to trigger different parts of the brain. This is so remarkable that the blind patients can see objects, people, postures, and even written words.
I always thought that technology could solve almost any problem. It enhances the quality of our lives, lets us travel across the galaxy, even gave me my vision. But sometimes you just have to turn it all off.
Not many people love getting needles inserted into their body during vaccination or plain medical injection. No one ever likes the feeling, but it was seen as a necessary evil.
I can compensate for the atmosphere and the temperature with this. At least it'll give Kirk a fighting...
Then Star Trek showed us hypospray. The job of this device is to replace needles entirely. It works by pushing the fluid straight into your skin under a millisecond without the need of a needle. This is possible because of how fast the pressure pushes the liquid, a stunning 340 meters per second, and how thin the ampule is, as thin as a mosquito's proboscis. Now the MIT injector has solved that problem, and it stands a chance of finally replacing our needle and syringe. Not only is it faster and safer, it is also less painful.
To seek out new life and new civilizations, Zephyr Cochrane's own words. When Charles Darwin set out on the HMS Beagle, he sailed without a single musket.
That was another time.
One other medical advancement to be noticed in Star Trek is the sickbay. This sickbay is way ahead of the sickbays that could be found in the 60s. From this bed, it is easy to diagnose illnesses with the aid of machines. Now, such advancements are real.
Space technology developed at the University of Leicester will now be used by doctors in A&E to help them identify diseases in seriously ill patients.
Scientists are taking the techniques they use to search for life on Mars and transferring them to medicine. It's never been done before, and patients at the Leicester Royal Infirmary will be the first to benefit, as Kate Fisher reports.
A sickbay has been unveiled at a British hospital, which uses outstanding technologies that could only be described as space-age to diagnose a wide range of diseases and health conditions, from stomachache to cancer. This works in a non-invasive way by gathering data based on the sight, smell, and feel of the condition for analysis and diagnosis. It even has equipment that would be very useful as a probe on a mission to Mars. Talk about Star Trek happening in real life. While these are more directly relevant in the medical world, there are even more technologies that were inspired from the movie.
Spock? Spock? Spock here.
The handheld communicators inspired the flip phones. In fact, in 1996, Motorola named the first flip phone StarTAC. The same can be said of the touch-based control panels called PADs, personal access display devices. They would later inspire our iPads today. Also, remember the giant silver earpiece worn by Uhura while sitting at the communication station.
Hailing frequencies open, sir.
This is a clear inspiration for today's Bluetooth earpiece. Mobile storage devices like floppy disk drives and USB storage devices got their inspiration from Star Trek. Even GPS came 30 years after it had been predicted in Star Trek. Now the question is how this one series could inspire us in so many ways and shape the world of medicine and technology as a whole. In fact, it remains one of the most culturally influential media franchises till date. Some would suspect that this might have been inspired by some alien technology not disclosed to the public. While we can't prove this, one thing is certain: the mind behind this series will continue to inspire our advancements in science, medicine, and technology for a long time.
In all of those years of doing 78 Star Trek episodes, the emotional cost was too much. I was being censored because they claimed we had open mouth kisses, and they were measuring. We had a whole show thrown off the air because a lady's navel was seen in it. It's a ridiculous way for a writer to lead his life, to have junior executives who don't know writing and don't know science fiction telling you cannot do this or you must do this.